Thank you, Madam Chairwoman. I want to echo, as I begin today, my colleagues' criticism about the focus of the hearing we are taking part in today. This hearing, in my view, as a first-time elected official, demonstrates what Washington politics at its worst looks like. I believe that we are wasting the committee's time and resources by showcasing a bill that has already passed the House, and frankly, H.R. 6800 was a clear attempt by the Democratic leadership to push as many liberal priorities as possible into a bill and disguise it as COVID-19 relief. The decision to hold this hearing on a bill that has no chance of becoming law is a disappointment to me and to millions of unemployed Americans waiting on Congress to work on bipartisan solutions that will bring them back to work. As I visit with folks back in the 6th District of Tennessee, I continually hear them express frustration with the inability of Congress to get work done. And sadly, I think today demonstrates why that happens. Needless to say, there are many things that we could successfully do on a bipartisan basis, and I would call on our chair and this committee to roll up our sleeves and work on those things where we could agree and we could bring badly needed relief to the Americans who, through no fault of their own, have been adversely impacted by the coronavirus. Another barrier, of course, we've heard much about the unemployment insurance issue and how that has discouraged folks from going back to work, but another barrier to returning to work is schools reopening. We are the greatest nation in the world, and to keep it that way, our children must have access to the quality education they deserve and for which we pay. Dr. Davis, what is the effect, in your opinion, of keeping schools closed on the economy and its long-term prospects?
Well, it's devastating in multiple respects. First, there are the caretakers of children who can't go to work because the kids aren't in school. That's point one. Second, there are the kids who aren't learning in school, and that's going to affect them for the rest of their lives. These negative effects are concentrated among lower-income households and lower-income communities. Richer households can figure out ways to make sure their kid gets educated anyway. They can hire a nanny to look after the kids so they can go to work. This is really a devastating consequence. We need to get the schools functioning again. Of course, we have to do it in a safe way. If that means spreading out the school day over more hours during the day so that we can maintain social distancing, or running the school year longer, let's do that. But by all means, let's get our schools operating again in a safe way so that the children will be able to prepare for their future and their parents will be able to work if they need to now.
Thank you, Dr. Davis. Small businesses make up 99% of American enterprises and employ about half of the American workforce. As you noted in your testimony, Dr. Davis, according to U.S. Census Bureau statistics, business formations continue, specifically applications for new businesses that have a high propensity of turning into businesses with payrolls. Building off the question that my friend Representative Mooney asked earlier, do you attribute this increase in business formation to entrepreneurs recognizing opportunities arising from the new demands brought on by the pandemic?
I do, in part. As I've tried to stress throughout my testimony, there's both good and bad consequences of the pandemic. We've mostly experienced the bad consequences so far, but we want to try to position ourselves so that we can take advantage of whatever new opportunities there are. And there are many, and there are business people and workers who would like to pursue those opportunities. We should make that possible.
Back home in Middle Tennessee, folks are ready to get back to work, and I'm hearing from small businesses across the 6th District of Tennessee how harmful the large unemployment payments have been. As already discussed, the Partisan Heroes Act would only further incentivize workers to stay home. This bill would also provide another round of direct payment to individuals even after we saw billions of dollars lost to fraud and payments to the deceased. Moving forward, if we are to provide additional direct assistance, an easy solution, in my view, would be to put more money in the pockets of hardworking Americans that could be done through a payroll tax cut. Dr. Davis, do you support Congress exploring a payroll tax cut for future direct relief instead of provisions such as those included in the HEROES Act?
I do think it's something worth exploring, but I also think we need to recognize that not everyone who is in need of some assistance is working.
Thank you.
And
I'm
so we
sorry,
have to balance those
my time has
concerns.
expired. I appreciate it. I yield back, Chairman.